Today is April 8th, Thursday, 12 noon, live harmonic trading. Want to get just a quick update on the markets. S&P plus 1250, Nasdaq, another strong day, and I think this is going to continue plus 125 at the moment at 13,730. Listen, our target is well above 14K, and I'll get to that in a minute. A lot of big patterns, a lot of things coming together, and I want to be really just stay within the framework of what all of the patterns are showing us. Now, I want to start, before I get into those charts, let's do a quick update on some currencies. And my big one here is dollar yen. Boy, perfect here. And it's rolling over in a serial fashion. That means we're looking at a day over day decline. And even no matter what the interval is, this is daily. And again, even if we get a bullish bar, the key here is we do not want to see this violate the prior day's close. Prior day's peak. And certainly we want to see a continuing pattern of lower closes. And we don't have a check back here because we already have an HSI signal in the zone. And this is something where we have a shark. We know a shark overshoots the zone. Not uncommon, but now this has been violated, a multi-day reversal. We go into the zone. We're clearly breaking that extreme uptrend with at least another 500 pips to target one. And you know the long term on this one for me has been, I've been bearish on this. So get this on your radar. If you're not in this trade yet, best thing to do is pull up a 4-hour time frame or hourly. 4-hour right now, we've got this ABCD, but what I really want to see is after we finish, we've already dropped since we started talking about this last week. We've dropped over 120 pips. And we want to see this thing, take some more time, finish this first move down. We haven't taken out any prior lows yet, but coming up to it pretty quickly. The 60-minute time frame here is still oversold, but coming out of that. So keep an eye on it. I would think next week this should start moving in earnest, and it'll be triggered by the next HSI. If that could materialize by tomorrow into Monday, where we get a relief rally and then it really starts dumping next week. A lot going on here. I think we've had a couple of moves in the markets and crypto where it's really starting to shake out, and we're going to see some movement fast on a lot of these. Let's go over to Nasdaq and S&P quickly. I'll do a couple more currencies in a bit. Do want to update this situation because S&P here on the 60-minute, this is for today, actually. We triggered this deep crab overnight, and look, S&P has been remarkably strong, playing catch up against the Nasdaq. A lot going on there. Tech definitely lagging for the first time in a while to the S&P 500. And we're setting up another 60-minute pivot here for a type 2 return. Here is the type 1 reaction, and that's just about over. I mean, there's trying to break out of the trend line. No HSI amplified, nothing really even that severe yet. So I don't have a full trigger of HSI, but target one at 40.76 for today. That you want to keep an eye on that as support, not only for today, but how it sets up into tomorrow, where S&P's look plus 13 now. What I'm looking for is that full test to 96 by either later today or tomorrow. We got to see how this shakes out, but type 1 is almost over. We just don't have HSI yet, but we don't necessarily need it to trigger the whole thing. Hold on one second. Thanks. Okay, so keep an eye on as I always do. What's the last 5-minute HSI? Bearish right now. So I'm not jumping in anything. We're kind of quiet since the open. And even break it down to say a 233 tick. We haven't moved much. Look, since 10:30 or so, we've been stuck in this zone, stuck in this crab pattern or bat pattern. Couple of patterns here, small ABCD. I would look at all of this the same way, no matter what the time frame. The fact that we have a bat pattern here and we have a bearish ABCD. Hold on one second. Sorry. With a bearish ABCD here. Still coming into mid-session at 40.83. I'm looking at that probably to pull back. The larger move, this is kind of your midday chop. But what I would be looking for is the pullback to set up for a late day run where S&P gets to, if we're going to run to 96 or close to there, I suspect it happens in about, towards the end of the day, 3 o'clock. Where we are right now, if I'm day trading the S&P right now, I'm looking to sell this area right here around 40.8350. But the problem with the setup is there's not a heck of a lot of movement. Your range is kind of muted for the day, and so you want to scalp it for 10 ticks or something, up from here back down to 40.80. That's kind of what we're looking at. I think let's jump NASDAQ. At least that's moving around a little bit better today. Still not nearly as impressive as S&P. Let me go to the 5-minute. Start at the 5-minute. 5-minute last HSI signal. There you go. That's since the open. Pretty muted, but after that little pullback, here's the last 5-minute HSI signal. And just kind of highlight it like that. And that triggers with that last oversold reading. Now, this was pretty interesting before the open because you had an oversold amplified RSI. And look, your red line goes on. Why? Because we have this complex structure, that M formation. And that's, this, I call it the complex return trade. I know that sounds kind of sophisticated. I don't mean to be too technical here, but we're really just looking for those instances where we are preceded by a complex structure. Your red line goes on, and the assumption is we have to go back and retest to complete that. And we trigger with HSI. Now, we never got to the overbought area, and the initial thrust, that was about it. So, not a heck of a lot. Nothing like that launched a major move post-open, but you did go from extreme to extreme, and sometimes that minimum alone is more than enough. You're talking your trigger point here around, 13.710, and you got up to 50, maybe 40 in that area. Even 30 is still not a bad move for pre-market, 25, 30 points up to, from target to target. And this is something with the TradingView platform tomorrow. I'll show how to trigger it where you can trade from signal to signal. No problem. It's just that when the market's not ready to be traded, which it isn't right now because of the sideways chop, we're not going to waste our time. Well, let's let this come down. I think for today, after the last day or two, we're going to, I'm not surprised to see this thing go sideways. Still on the 4-hour, here's NQ. On the 4-hour, we're up against this major hop level. on the deep crab, and again, deep crab has been great. Hold on, guys. 1 second. 1 second. All right. 1 second. Sorry. All right. We're up. For this 4 hour pattern, 13,762, and that's still not, wouldn't be, out of reach for today trading at 720 area. Let me show something, one other thing here. Okay. I wanted to take that off. For the daily time frame, remember, we're up against this deep crab and actually hit 2 days ago, we hit the 1618 retest. So since our Tuesday discussion, okay, we finally reached the minimum target, but that is not our entry for the retest. Remember, hop levels at 14,365. Nasdaq's right now 13,720, and that's why we continue to look for long opportunities back up to now the first of either the hop or HSI. So where's HSI on the daily level? In the overbought. We have 2 of 3 in overbought, but these have not come out yet. If anything, amplified RSI has gone back into the overbought zone. And that one it's a tricky condition because it doesn't happen too frequently, but we see HSI expanding and it's above the 100 line. That teal line is 100. We're actually at a 107.35. Why is that important? Because it's a deeper move, it's a stronger move. It's taking out, look, it has taken out the last couple of readings. That's all significant stuff. If you want to see a breakout or you want to see something with more force to overcome the pattern, is a better way to say it, then that's what you should be seeing. And we're now, okay, now market's even starting to get a little acceleration here. Now plus 132, S&P just popped plus 15. So I think this stuff going to take it. I think S&P will get to 96 today. That's 10 higher from current levels. Here on NQ, yeah, now trading 41. Now this is starting to pop out. All right. NQ, that will, I would be targeting, look, the 4 hour crab pattern easily for today at 62. That's 20 from current levels. And then we still want to see what HSI does. So again, that's a minimum shot. The daily time frame, though, folks, all right, we're not going to even look for this to roll over until amplified comes out and HSI rolls down. Not to mention, look, you have to go with this trend until it completes, and this is usually from the 50 to the 70 line where we see our biggest accelerations. That's critical because we are now, just in the last 2 days, we have triggered it on this test. One second. There you go. Let me show everyone something that is my answer to everyone that can't find a pattern, or maybe there's not enough patterns. One thing that I like to do, especially when we get light and kind of choppy midday, is to look at 5-second charts. Are you still there? Come on, 1 second. This is brand new microphone. Hold on. I don't know what the heck it is. We're back now, guys. Good. Pull up the 5-second chart. This is a really great for day traders to monitor their trades out of zones. Also, if you want to see and get quick experience with patterns in action, take a week and follow 5-second charts and watch the 1-2 dynamics that we analyze on hourly, 1 minute, 5 minute, 233 tick, follow left and right. There's an NQ. Let's see if something develops in the next 5 or 10 minutes, but we'll keep that up. If any of you have eSignal, MetaTrader, any of them, or you've got TradingView, run your 5-second intervals. Let me show the 233 tick here against that 5-second. All right, we're up against that ABCD. Let me clean this up. There's too many patterns. So I got to take this to 2. Right now I'm showing everything. Take it to 2 or 3 patterns max. It's going to make your life a lot clearer, cleaner. Those are the last 2. All right, let's keep an eye on this for type 2 bat. This is actually a nice setup here where coming out of that midday sideways action, come back for the type 2 bat at around 20, 15. That should set us off for then the longer afternoon run. I would treat that as a type 1 ABCD. You just triggered your bearish confirmation right there. Now we target back to what, 23 from 45. Your ABCD is at 42.50. So that just materialized. Just trying to run through a kind of an on-the-fly day trade here. Had a nice little bump in that. And I'm still looking for a larger move to finish the day. But here's a nice little pause. Come back, retest the pattern, and then we take off. That would be a good one for this afternoon. 1 second. Let me get this back here. Let me readjust my screen, folks. Go to meeting. Okay. So here you go. Typical type 1 reaction right now. Let's keep it on here for a second. Not surprised to see the ABCD just give us a reactive pause. What is amplified? Yeah, you had triple. This kissed the oversold, but you have 1, 2 as well. And here you go, back down to the bat. Really, that's a nice one. I mean, I'm just kind of walking through this with you as it happens to try to highlight what we need to see at each point. Here we had, a nice bump run, looked exciting. Okay, now we look for the pullback because we know the larger move will come on the retest. Great bearish pattern, back down to retest the bullish pattern with the type 2. This is, I think, the one thing that everyone really needs to ingrain in their brain, even if they miss opportunities or they don't always see the type 1, type 2. You have to understand that there's a technical process that unfolds here where the pattern, the true harmonic pattern, is there, but the real confirmation of the signal and where we would see the trigger is back on the retest. And it gets kind of confusing because, all right, we're back-to-back patterns here. So if that was a bull reaction, here's a bear reaction, and our expectation is down to target 1, target 2 area. It seems complicated, but they begin to tie together where even on this day trade time frame, we understand that that's just a quick burst move. I'm not looking for my big late afternoon move off of that single test of the pattern, but maybe down here at the hop. Conversely, with a bearish pattern we just walked through, okay, nice short-term reactive pattern. I would look at that only down to 23. Let me do it like this. So if I was just looking at that ABCD, yeah, for me, that's just a reaction down to 23, target 1. So this is now going to give us the opportunity here. There you go. So there's the bat pattern. And by definition, type 1, type 2, we would expect the larger move to launch off the retest. That was one just on the fly. I think that works well with everything we've been saying about NASDAQ now doing the run, the bigger run that on the daily time frame to go above 14,000, and I mean now, before the end of the month. And we continue to look for patterns like this, especially type 2 patterns that give you the larger moves. I expect NASDAQ to be, probably plus 200 by the close today, above 200. Really quick, let's get to a couple other markets. We are already almost 25 minutes into today's stream. And I want to look at gold. I mean, gold's up today, but it's a sell. Here's gold on the 4-hour. Oh, there you go. There was the crab retest. And we did talk about that, but I'm still only looking for reactions here, folks. I think we mentioned this last week. We have a couple things in the 1700, 1750 area, but I'm not crazy about it. I know we did talk about this crab, but we're almost at our target too. Like that. And I think it's the daily time frame is, there you go. Yeah, this is what it, on the daily time frame, remember, we have a bat pattern here and a little ABCD. All great for reactive territory, but I would be like the intraday example we just looked at. I want to see this do a firm retest, especially with the little ABCD to come back. Type 1 off the ABCD, more consolidation. The weekly chart as well needs more time. There you go. A little oversold finally on the weekly. It still needs more time. If HSI would have registered on the weekly, that would have been a really nice double confirmation. Not there yet. Again, gold still early. 1700 looks like it's trying to firm up. There's amplified, there's standard RSI. That is some positive, the first positive breakout in those weekly readings that we've seen since August. That just has been, this downtrend has been pretty firm. So I know, again, I still get emails on gold. People love gold, and I think they look at it like Bitcoin and some of the other alternative investments, and I get it. Everyone's pissed. It's garbage, You print another 5 trillion, go right ahead. So you have to get out of the fiat. You have to go elsewhere. You know that the wall of money, the wall of print is coming. And so if you sit in it, you're going to get devalued. So people are looking to gold and they're looking to Bitcoin. Quick question on NQ. What do we expect following the bearish ABCD correction? Thanks, Dimitri. Let me pop that up. Yeah, I think right there you have I wouldn't be so dramatic in terms of projecting something like that. Again, you got to remember, Everything that we're looking at, that's a nice one. This is on the TradingView platform. That's a nice ABCD at 1745. Yeah, I think looking for a pause there is not crazy. But look at the last, we have a couple of these patterns that have overlaid themselves on top of each other. When you see an ABCD pattern, just like what we walked through, expect a pause or a reaction. But in such a strong trend, and we know what the daily and the weekly time frames look like. Let's just dial back really quick to NASDAQ. Okay, it's just beyond strong, and we know the wall of money, printed money that's already been authorized, is it's gonna take years to get its full effect into the market. This is exactly like 2011, folks. 2012, where it didn't seem like the economy or anything was going to do much, and if not, was tremendously hurting. And all the money that they authorized, it just needed time to fully get into the market, and we know what happened. This is the same deal. So technically, we need to look for short-term, daily, weekly pullbacks. But in terms of the larger scope of things, we will be strong until we see clear triggers. I mean, the last weekly HSI, I don't know if you guys remember that from last fall, has been nothing but up. And we almost triggered another one. Look, just back in March on this little correction. So there's a lot of force here. And we have turned up also in the weekly, and I have been mentioning this, but the thing really with this week and kind of the big progress that we have made since Monday is that not only have we gotten off this 50 level, but we have formed and broken out of these W structures. Okay, they look like this. Just everything I do is M and W. I'm 90% because Shark is a little bit different creature in 5.0, but the M and W is such a great price construction framework where when we have 3 of the 4 legs take shape, 4 of the 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, well, 4 to get complete 5, but that sets up the breakout and where we have to kind of go higher to do the completion. So when we get the W formation and we break out of the B point there in the indicator, that will lead us usually to completion of the higher overbought extreme. In terms of price, as I have, in the volume 2 book, I've been referencing this a lot, that price usually takes us to above the prior high, usually to a 1618. All of this lining up for a 1618 weekly breakout. And I'm thinking this 15,000, I threw out 14,400. Okay, 15,000 by the summer, I think is something where you have to recognize this strength now. And these last 3 weeks have been immensely strong, and we're going to see that continuation once we break out again, next leg higher. The impulse leg of a shark is just great to play as well. You keep hunting for the 113 reversals. Wish there was a scanner just for that. Well, listen, that's probably a good segue, and let me jump over to some crypto and TradingView platform. So some of the alerts and what I'll talk about tomorrow is, I'm looking to expand what are the variables we can match, but it would be exactly like this. Right click on your chart, add alert. That's going to pop up your window, and then look at your values. So the condition is the market. That's, we want that Ethereum. Then we want crossing up, crossing down. Listen, we want to be looking for crossing up because we're looking for pullbacks in the uptrend. So set up that crossing up and we're going to value, okay, is going to be HSI and we want that above, when that cracks above the lower band. We only need it once, and I'll show you why in a second, because those alerts, we can set up those alerts to not only push to a location, but to your phone. And you want to leave it open-ended so that it'll always signal every time. And this will be for the time frame you are signaling. Right now, I've got it for a weekly, so that really doesn't make much sense. Let's go back. Let's set it up for, say, just to be on spot. Let's set it up for the 4-hour time frame. Because look at Ethereum. Look at all of the HSI bullish readings and how good that's been. It's difficult to kind of foresee where that could possibly go, but if we're triggering high-level HSI signals, there's a pretty good chance we should see the continuation and the breakout happen now. This consolidation let the air out that was necessary to get us on to the next leg. Now with the alerts, put it on your preferred time frame, add alert. Let's get the crossing up because we want this is to set up an HSI oversold signal. So you want HSI, and we want it the lower band. Only once, as I said, open-ended. Now scroll down. I recommend everyone download the TradingView app on your phone. It's a great app. It really is phenomenal. We can show pop-up that will show it on your screen. Send an email, definitely. You could even have it if you have a website, get it on there. And that's what I will be doing. I will be pushing that to main page of Harmonic Trader with I'll get into it more tomorrow, but we're going to push a lot of the content in terms of automatic notifications that then you guys will be able to subscribe to my feed and get everything from me on your phone automatically. It's about time, right? Let's do it. And then set up your email, play the sound, whatever you want to do. You get so many different ways to notify. So then create and save, and that'll be saved in there. The warning signal is just because, they have to send out the disclaimer. It might not be perfect from what they have, but no problem. Now you're set up. So when the crypto markets get crazy, Ethereum, Bitcoin, whatever, your favorite altcoin, we will now have the signals of when to go. And sometimes in the crypto market, there's a lot of cheerleaders out there. And I am one to get over, kind of get over enthusiastic more than I even want, because it's exciting stuff. But this helps. This will help to kind of sort out the noise. So BTT, what was that? Was that the BitTorrent? Yeah. Didn't that explode? Oh yeah. Okay. Another perfect one. And I just say this, okay? Who was that? Alec. HSI signals. Go off the arrows. All right. HSI, those arrows are related to this HSI indicator. Now, one of the other updates and special condition signals I will be bringing into it is the complex confirmation. In this instance, we have it. And this is actually, I would look at this. What is on Bitfinex? All right, I'm going to have to look at this one. This is primed. Look, really nice big surge up. This is kind of what I talked about last week with the complex structure. You form a really strong RSI reading, break into new highs, come all the way back down on amplified RSI. Beautiful oversold. Matches up with an HSI on the 4-hour. And look, it's even an RSI BAM. Why? Because you complex structure. It's tough to see, but software showing it all the way back here when it was less than a penny. Looks like Doge. I'll get to Doge in a second. I'm back in Doge. And I don't care what anyone says. Call me stupid. Just, call me after I take profits. But here you go. And I like this. Still early, but your check back is at 0.0082 roughly. I like that. There's a few of these that are running really nice, and I expect it to continue. Remember, I said this in our last meeting that between now and September is it. We have a unique window in the NASDAQ, the tech stocks, S&P 500, crypto. It has all come together, and this does not happen every year. It does not. This kind of coordination of major markets, and we probably will see a massive commodity expansion this summer too. I need to get into natural gas before we get out of here. Don't let me forget about natural gas. In fact, I'm going to type it, nat gas, because that did the 250 retest, and now it's starting to go. So I like that one. Here's a new one that I just got into. Boy, these speculative ones. Anchor. I admittedly probably don't even know enough about the technology. Okay, but look, I know enough about my software to know that that's a deep crab, and that's perfect confirmation. And right at 12 cents, folks. Now I want to see, is this going to give me a type 2? That's the only thing I need to determine now. Are we going to maintain that trend line and then come back for the secondary confirmation where then it would wait? Oh, let me see. Look how excited I get. Then it would explode. We need to see. I'm assessing how that's working out of the zone. So far, so good. And look at our indicators, still up. There's been a few of these. Cardano, you guys know I like it. Beautiful 5-minute from yesterday at 18 cents. And this is the thing we want to be favoring. I think it was on 30-minute, not only 5-minute, but 30-minute. There was a bigger pattern. Don't know what. Oh, this is. You know what? This is a data feed thing again. It's got to be on the right. Not Coinbase feed. Sorry. There's the Coinbase feed. I don't know what happened to that. Where I had a fantastic bat pattern. I'm not going to waste my time. Right at 18 cents. Now we're facing a butterfly here at the hop level. I'm going to probably take profits on this one pretty soon. Why? Because it's a type 1. Oh, actually, that's a type 2. There's our terminal bar. It's tough to see. Look for the sun icon. But our moving support, and again, just play them up, play them down. I'll look for that to come back, and then next leg higher. I'm still looking for this on Cardano. Take a look at what happened since Monday. Okay, here we have a complex structure. Red line has gone on, and we've broken out. This is early. Okay, and this is exactly what I talked about on last Friday. But we've now broken out beyond that area above the 50 line. This is where we can start to expect price reaction, a price response. Keep an eye on that. I think Cardano's got a lot of catch up to go. One or two more. Here is another one that everyone needs to get on their screen, and I'm going to be looking for a massive entry. This is OMG. I have mentioned this before, around $4, and now we're 10, 980. What are we going to do with this? Well, massive all-time. Check this out. It's a Gartley with a high-level ABCD at your 886. It looks like this. All right, it's really not taking the kind of retracement shape that we want to see. My guess is this thing does a 1618. It's really or minimum 127 because of that 786 at the B point. It's a real tough one to gauge because it doesn't fit exactly within the MW framework that we want to see, but it's quite strong, and we're still in the overbought. Go to the hourly time frame. We have a few nice HSI triggers that are saying, if we're going to continue, which for me, I'm looking at this, the 924, 930 area should be our next level of launch. And I think it's got, OMG, again, we want to target this on this immediate move. There you go. Let's bring this back up. And there's some of our prior extreme moves. There's a bearish canary for those of you know what a canary is. Around 14, 15 bucks. 1902 on this is around 16 bucks. And this is some of the things I've noticed personally with these that really start to break out of their ranges, especially they do the big thrust up move. They come back like this. And then again, once we take out that prior high, above that all-time high, it goes to, and you shoot a minimum 1618, if not much more. So that's OMG. One more. The other one is this KNC. Now, I've mentioned this before. I think I tweeted right at the low back here in October, around 80 cents, 85 cents. This is an Ethereum staking outfit. And what I want to be looking for are these continued short-term corrections and an extension up. It's really just the way that any strong move really has to construct itself. We're in a short-term consolidation right now. No check back on that last HSI, and that's okay. We still might come back for that check back, but look at your indicators here on the daily. It's early, but look, another complex formation taking shape on KNC. So this is one, maybe next week we come down and HSI registers, and then we start the next leg higher. I think KNC is another one where it just has, once this really starts to go, it's been around for a while, and this has got, again, another one of those all-time ranges where we're back above that all-time high. We've formed the W at there you go, the 71, 72%. And now what are we going to do? A 127. What's that, around 390, 385? Or we go and do something severe like a 1618 or much more. I'm looking for that entry, that pullback entry where this breakout really starts to go. And with a lot of these, I don't think we've seen the large candles yet. We're starting to see that. I mean, just look at KNC with the individual expansion of the last few weeks. Consolidation, thrust up, consolidation, expansion, serious expansion, beautiful follow through this week. And it's Thursday. So we are at a point of acceleration across the board. Can't deny it. So let's get back to, okay, you guys have a few more. I definitely want to get out of here. So we're going to finish up. If you have any requests, please put them in right now, and I'm happy to go through them. And we're going to wrap up. So here, XRP. Look, XRP, all of these have their all-time ranges. Doge, you got Doge. All of them. And folks, the breakdown I'm about to give you for XRP, I recommend you do for every coin, the top 50, and get to know the top 50. Really top 100, because the second 50 are probably going to, eventually take over the current 50. But Look at the all-time range. Do we have an all-time range like this? It doesn't matter what it is. Do you have it or not? Yes, we do. Massive collapse. No problem. No problem. Because we start from this point forward. Now what? Great consolidation for a whole year. Clear breakout. Clear breakout. Run your scale. 382 on XRP is how we look at the whole scale. Doesn't matter what it is, time frame, whatever. We look at the scale, the harmonic ratio scale. 382, 135, 130, yeah, 135. Easy. 50%, very common bear market retracement, 175. Beyond that, most of you know, I kind of look at things like that, where we get to a 50% level, pull back, and then do a BAM and give you a W formation that gets the all-time 886 at $3. I don't think that's a stretch. And we're already, you're already showing the signs of it. So absolutely, yeah, try to look at other coins like this, how they have developed, how they've recovered, and use that as a template. All right, folks. Doge is really unbelievable. And I don't care what anybody says about its use. It has massive adoption, which is critical. And for me, it has beautiful structure. And we have the W formation we want to see to get this going for its next leg. There's X, there's A, there's B at your 50 level. Just like I said on Ripple. Come back down for your pullback, just like I said for XRP. Now we do the move. We have broken above the B point. That's at 650. Anything under that 650, 6 cents, is, in my point, is going to get accumulated continually as the natural bat mechanism, the bat action magnet move, takes that up to 8.3 cents now. By the end of the month, by the 1st of May, Doge is at 8.3. You're trading 6 cents right now. Doesn't seem like a lot, but that's 25%. What if we do something crazy? Well, I've said this before, and again, Doge is kind of one that does, when it runs, it will spike. And a 314 spike puts you all the way up at 16, 18, sorry, 20 cents. I personally opting for the more conservative 1618, 1902. Your 1618, which we've seen over and over again, at 12 cents. Your 1902, which is, a better overshoot, 13. So keep an eye on that. What else do we have? Stellar Lumens. Long stream today for me, folks. Long time I don't do an hour. I think my son finally got a nap. Anyway, Stellar Lumens, they're on a daily. Bat construction happening. Take a look. There's XA to the 50, the check back point that I've been saying, and now the blast to the 886. That 886 was that hit? Not yet. 886 is 58 change. That's where it's going, if not higher. I think with XRP leading the way, it's going to blast it it's just going to add the valuation. Look, if XRP is worth X billion more, so is Stellar Lumen. And it's a capital allocation play. The 1618, let's say this blows out, it would take the shape of a crab. So you have a top end projection of Stellar Lumens at about 80 cents. That's a great move. Anywhere under 50, I think, look at it. And again, I'm not saying jump on it now, but as I was showing earlier in the session, and do it again, look at just waiting for HSI checkbacks on the hourly. and taking shots. You might get a lot of reactions, but clearly you're going to get good areas. And then when you got patterns and like this, I think I mentioned this a week or two ago on the hourly. Look, beautiful bat with an ABC or a shark and a bat all together at that 40 cents. So that's for the TradingView platform, folks. If you're not working with it, please just give me a good excuse why you're not. And I will be tomorrow on the YouTube channel, and let me get over there in a second. I'm going to show you how we can increase the amount of information this spits out and making the whole process even easier. If I can get everyone to get signals for terminal bar and HSI together, okay, especially in this crypto market, you are going to be placing yourself in optimal areas for reaction reversal opportunities. We'll get into that more. Let's go through. We have a few more before I get out of crypto land. Okay, Harmony 1, only because it's Harmonic. And Richmond, I told you about natural gas, right? You were early by a day. Harmony 1, folks. Don't know what it is, don't know what they do, but let me see. What do we have? 4-hour HSI. Around 14 cents. Yeah, not much there. I mean, look, it's going to take time. That's it's a little overextended at the moment. And again, look how much that's already rolled. Here's what's that? The daily. This is another complex reading set up. So remind me about this on Monday, because this is early, but we would look for this to do the continuation back up. Once we get above the 50 line, your red line is on. And so, keep an eye on it. Maybe that 14 cents, 15 cents area sets you up for your next run higher. Likely, if this is all going to run, it's going to run now. And I think it's, there's no doubt crypto is going to run. We haven't seen the big run yet. All right. A lot. That was a lot. Let's get and wrap up. The one thing I wanted to show everyone that has been kind of our sleeper. We're talking all these high flying moves, and I'm going to talk really boring natural gas. Natural gas at the 250 level, okay? Finding a lot of support yesterday. We have this, clean that up. I think it was a 4-hour time frame. Same thing, but only one pattern. All this stuff down here at the 250 level. Yeah, it was a bat. There's a crab. Is 245. The larger development is the fact that we have HSI that has bottomed, and I guess the daily, did that daily come out? Yeah, the daily came back and checked back. Another great instance of HSI putting us in the right areas to be looking. Clear consolidation with confirmation. Look, amplified HSI. We know natural gas. I've been saying for a long time. It's going to take a little while, but we're looking now in that area. So NG pound F 245, 250 area. I'm really liking what's happened this week. And again, this should get us back to $3 and beyond. I think this is where we go to the larger move, where we go above 350. And then, of course, okay, crude oil. And someone said MRO as well, deep crab there. Nothing's changed on all of that. I mean, crude oil, we need to go to the June contract. We are on this daily HSI. Yep. Check this out. Here's daily on the June contract, about $58. I think I highlighted that Monday. And that is not, we had the retest Monday, and we had a secondary shot at that with a real strong rebound. And that's significant. Tomorrow, with, I think we had the inventories out yesterday, and if this was going to continue to go down, it would have happened yesterday. So that is, for me, early signs of the end of this correction. And take a look at what we have preceding it. This was what I talked about Tuesday. Why this is such a strong. This is so strong. And somebody made a joke in a stream that I did that I was doing nothing but bullish patterns, and I'm just like, yeah. The only thing that I would be bearish patterns, because we see stuff like this over and over. Complex formation, consolidation, pause, trigger, and now get ready to go. And I'm saying not only 70, but folks, I want to introduce the concept of $100 oil again. I hate to say it, but that is eventually where this will take us on the longer term, with how everything shook out last year, and then how it's developing now. There's a lot to say that we've got easily a 50% correction to come back. It's like this. I think this is, it can't even do it justice, because the all-time high was 140 bucks. The low here was 30. You're talking 85, 90 bucks just on a 50% correction from all-time high to low. I think that's something else we can get into more next week. But I'm just looking at every pullback, and again, with everything going on, sometimes it can get a little overstimulating. But what we want to do is just wait for days like yesterday in crypto. It was down. Bitcoin was down. Wait for those days and then get in there and start buying on the retracement patterns and other crab patterns. Bitcoin rebounded. It was 55,000. Now it's back at 58,000. Even though it's taking its time, the longer it stays up there, the stronger it gets. Same with our markets. Same with NASDAQ and S&P, which, look, they haven't moved much. We started an hour ago. It's now top of the hour. Great session, though. Great comments, input, everyone. What I can say about today and some of that earlier trade, take a look at what happened at NQ. We came back, and as I was ranting, look what happened. We got all the way back to the hop. Exactly to the hop, folks. So we went off quite a bit. But look at what happened. And we had the perfect bearish ABCD that preceded this. Look, take a look. This is just really sweet. Those are harmonic patterns. And now we want to look, that's completed, confirmed, 13,719. That was our targeted retest. We went to the hop exactly off of it. Now we have a trigger. Now we go, we're at target 2 already, but where's HSI? HSI overbought, hasn't triggered off at target 2, but I'm only looking at 2 areas now. And for me, after we get done in a second, I'm going to look for something to get back in on this, because I'm still targeting the retest to the hop at 750. We're trading 30, that's 20 higher. And I know this major pattern. Remember what I said when I started today. The afternoon rally is going to begin with the retest of this pattern. So we've got a ways to go. Join me tomorrow, folks. It'll be 1 p.m. tomorrow, not 12, on the YouTube channel. If you have any questions, send me a note, Harmonic Trader at Harmonic Trader. And we're going to be really a good session tomorrow. So hope you join me. Thanks again, everybody. Have a great day, and go get them.